The story begins with a flashback. We see Will at the time when he was trapped completely alone in the Upside Down. First, he is in the small shack behind his house. Suddenly, a Demogorgon appears and starts chasing him. Will runs for a long time. He climbs a tree, but the Demogorgon follows him. When Will tries to jump from one tree to another, he slips and falls. The Demogorgon picks him up and carries him all the way to the Hawkins library. What shocks us here is that the Demogorgon does not kill him. Instead, it hands him over to Vecna. Vecna does not kill Will either. Instead, he uses his powers to force multiple roots and tendrils of the Upside Down into Will's mouth. He begins filling Will's body with organisms and creatures of the Upside Down. One of these creatures later comes out of Will's mouth at the end of Season 1, the one Dustin keeps and names Dart. Vecna keeps Will imprisoned in this horrifying state. Then we move to the present timeline, November 3rd, 1987. We first see Mike's house. Mike's little sister, Holly, has started seeing a mysterious, imaginary person whom no one else can see, because of which she has become quiet and withdrawn. Meanwhile, Joyce and both of her sons, Will and Jonathan, have been staying at Mike's house for a while. With so many people under one roof, the house is chaotic. Will, Mike, and Holly leave for school. On the other side, we see a radio station in Hawkins. Robin now works there as a radio jockey, and Steve helps her by handling sound effects and tapes. During their broadcast, Robin reveals that after the destruction in Season 4, Hawkins is officially under lockdown. No one inside is allowed to leave, and no one outside can enter without military permission. The massive crack, the gate created in Season 4, has been sealed by metal sheets, and inside the Hawkins library, the military has built a base to guard the gate constantly. Suddenly, during the live show, technical issues occur, and the broadcast cuts off. To fix it, Steve needs Dustin. Steve contacts Dustin via walkie-talkie, and we learn Dustin has changed since Eddie's death. He's broken, angry, distant. He refuses to help Steve. He comes to school wearing a Hellfire Club shirt to honor Eddie, which Jason Carver's friends hate. They bully him and try to beat him up, but Lucas, Mike, and Will save him. Mike tries to explain that he shouldn't draw attention because Hopper told them to stay hidden and underground, but Dustin snaps at them and storms off. At school, we see Eleven's missing poster. Then we see 11 running from military soldiers, except it turns out this wasn't really 11, just a decoy. 11 has once again tricked the military. They want her desperately so they can use her powers. In reality, 11 has been training intensely with Hopper and Joyce so she can control her powers better and defeat Vecna. A surprising detail is that now when she uses her powers, her nose doesn't bleed, meaning she has gained far greater control. Meanwhile, Murray sneaks into Hawkins with a fake identity and cargo supplies, secretly smuggling resources for his friends. Back at the radio station, we learn the technical repair mission is actually a joint project of Nancy, Jonathan, Steve, and Robin. Without Dustin, they try to fix the signals themselves. The manual tells them they need to climb the large radio tower. To impress Nancy, Steve and Jonathan race up the tower and together fix the signal. Murray hands Nancy, Robin, and others weapons, supplies, and secret intel. The military is stocking up tonight, which means the gates are going to open tonight. Back at school, Dustin steals a snake from the science lab and puts it in his bully's locker. When the bully opens it, he nearly faints. Furious, the bullies later beat Dustin unconscious and leave him injured. In the cafeteria, Robin secretly broadcasts a coded message informing everyone that in 2 hours the military convoy will move and the gates will open tonight. The group plans. One convoy will enter the Upside Down. Hopper will sneak into it to get inside. Since they know the convoy's route, Steve and Dustin will follow it in the overworld using the radio van to keep contact with Hopper inside the Upside Down. 11 insists she has trained enough and wants to go with Hopper and kill Vecna today. Hopper refuses angrily because now, even inside the Upside Down, there is a military base hunting 11. If she goes, they may capture her and their mission will fail. They call the mission the Crawl. They must crawl through, track Vecna, and survive. Will hasn't had any visions of Vecna lately, so Steve believes Vecna died in Season 4, and they are doing this unnecessarily. Suddenly, Will feels strange, the sky spinning, something overwhelming. He can't explain it. It's a clear sign Vecna is returning. Later, Holly again sees her imaginary man. Her teacher notices and decides to contact her parents, believing something mentally is wrong. In the Upside Down military base, the head doctor, Dr. K, is informed 11 is still not caught. She insists they must capture her soon. Experiments on Demogorgons and other creatures are ongoing. Dr. K is even shown opening a Demogorgon's head. In the hospital, Max is still in a coma. Every night, someone stays with her and plays her favorite tape loudly to keep Vecna away. There, Will accidentally discovers Robin is secretly in a relationship with Nurse Vicky. Embarrassed, he runs away. At Hawkins Cemetery, Dustin finds Eddie's grave vandalized with "Burn in Hell" written in blood. While cleaning, he sees the same snake he used in the prank. The bullies and their friends ambush him and beat him brutally until he passes out. Meanwhile, the group must execute the crawl without Dustin. The radio station becomes their base. Hopper, Joyce, and 11 arrive. Mike and 11 reunite emotionally on the roof and promise that once all this ends and Vecna is dead, they will begin a new life. Jonathan replaces Dustin in the van while Steve drives. Mike and Lucas spy on the army. They see that to enter, the army must burn open the sealed gate in front of Hawkins' library, then send trucks through. With perfect timing, Mike and Lucas guide Hopper into jumping onto a truck, getting inside the Upside Down. Everything seems fine until suddenly the convoy crashes. Signals cut off briefly, but Jonathan restores them. A Demogorgon's roar echoes. The monsters are back. The Demogorgon attacks the convoy, kills the driver of Hopper's truck, and devours him. At that moment, the Demogorgon's hive mind links with Will again. Will sees everything the creature sees. Hopper escapes somehow. Through Will's vision, they realize the Demogorgon is heading to Nancy's house, the same nightmare Vecna once showed her. Everyone rushes to Nancy's home. Joyce slaps Will to snap him out of the painful vision. Everything seems normal at Nancy's home. Then, lights in Holly's room flicker, just like Season 1. Suddenly, a Demogorgon breaks through the ceiling. We continue right where that ended. The Demogorgon opens a gate inside Holly's room and attacks. It grabs Holly and slams her violently, trying to drag her into the Upside Down. Somehow, Holly slips free and runs to her mom. Her dad rushes in from the yard, sees the Demogorgon, and tries to attack it with his golf club, but it slashes him severely and he collapses. Holly and her mom run downstairs. Holly's mom slips and falls. The Demogorgon almost kills them, but she smashes a wine bottle and ferociously attacks the Demogorgon, wounding it. Meanwhile, Nancy and 11 rush towards the house. Mike and Lucas race there on bikes. When they arrive, they see Holly's mother gravely injured, near death. The Demogorgon snatches Holly and vanishes with her into the Upside Down, right in front of 11 and Nancy. Nancy sends 11 after Holly while she rushes to the hospital with Mike and Lucas because both her parents are critically injured. In the hospital, a heated argument breaks out between Nancy and Mike. Nancy furiously said Vecna had already shown her this nightmare earlier and no one took it seriously, and if they had tried harder, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Lucas points out something strange. If Vecna wanted revenge, he could have killed her parents and Holly, but instead, he spared her parents and kidnapped Holly. Holly disappeared on November 3rd, while Will vanished years ago on November 6th. Not coincidence, but calculated planning. Military arrives at Nancy's home to investigate. Seeing the destruction, the military chief assumes 11 was here too and demands all CCTV footage. Meanwhile, 11 is searching for Holly in the Upside Down when she hears movement in the forest and attacks blindly. Her blast hits Hopper. He's alive there. And finally, Hopper and 11 reunite in the Upside Down. 11 tells Hopper Holly is somewhere here and they must find her. In the overworld, Robin tries fixing the radio station electricity. Joyce scolds Robin and Will for risking their lives. Will snaps back for the first time in anger, arguing that their risky plan actually brought results, and slowly everyone calms and focuses on the information gained. Back in Hawkins, we see Derek, the bully from Holly's school, also seeing Henry Creel. Derek is Vecna's next target. Meanwhile, Holly is actually safe and living happily with Henry Vecna inside his home in memory space. He has given her control of the house, lets her bake pies, wear dresses, live peacefully, but strictly warns her never to enter the woods. He says the monsters will tear her apart. Holly believes him. In the Upside Down, the army reaches the Great Wall barrier that 11 and Hopper discovered earlier and begins searching. 11 suffers due to the ultrasonic device emitting waves that weaken her powers and cause intense pain. The military finds Hopper's knife and realizes they are nearby. Hopper opens fire and a gunfight erupts. He shoots the device, disabling it, freeing 11's mind, and she brutally destroys the soldiers. Everyone regroups at the radio station. Will explains the hive mind vision, how Vecna enters victims' minds. He believes Derek is next. They form a plan: infiltrate Derek's home, set traps, wound the Demogorgon, implant a tracker in it, and follow it back to Vecna. Meanwhile, Holly receives a letter in Henry's mailbox asking her to come to X in the woods quickly. It appears written by Henry with a map and compass. She's terrified but decides to help him. In the Upside Down, backup military teams arrive. Hopper and 11 capture a soldier, and 11 dives into his mind. She learns about Dr. K, the base, and a sealed secret door that shocks her badly when she tries to access it. She believes Vecna is behind it, and the army may have captured him. Mike and Lucas approach Lucas's sister Erica for help because Nancy used to be close to Derek's sister. Erica agrees to infiltrate Derek's house. Robin and Will steal sleeping pills from the hospital. Murray brings more supplies. Nancy loads trackers into shotgun shells. The radio van's tracker is moved to Steve's faster car. Jonathan secretly plans to propose to Nancy someday and carries a ring. Holly, meanwhile, breaks Henry's rule and heads into the woods following the map. At night, Erica arrives at Derek's home pretending normally and feeds the family pies laced with sleeping pills. Only Derek's sister refuses to eat, so Erica reluctantly injects her to knock her out. The group relocates the unconscious family to a farmhouse while setting massive traps inside Derek's house. At the farmhouse, Joyce and Will reconcile after their earlier argument. Soon, the Demogorgon comes. Lucas attacks first. Mike pushes it into a pit filled with barbed wire. Jonathan drenches it in petrol and ignites it. Nancy shoots it, embedding the tracker. Burning, the Demogorgon flees toward the Upside Down and realizes Derek is at the farmhouse. Will senses it first. Meanwhile, Holly reaches the marked spot in the woods, sees someone emerging, panics, runs, falls, and we learn it is Max. Derek wakes at the farmhouse and betrays Joyce trying to escape. At that tense moment, the Demogorgon arrives. Will's hive mind grows stronger. Just as it is about to kill Joyce, Steve crashes his car into it, saving her. The Demogorgon retreats through a gate. Steve makes a bold move. He drives the car straight through the open portal. Steve, Nancy, Jonathan, and Dustin enter the Upside Down in the car and pursue it. Will, through the hive mind, now sees Vecna's dungeon. Holly isn't the only prisoner. 3 other kids are also captured. Meanwhile, in town, military begins rounding up all children aged 9 to 10, believing 11 is kidnapping them. Dr. K orders all taken to the base. Deep in the Upside Down, the speeding car slams into the mysterious Great Wall Barrier and crashes. In the overworld, Mike and the others learn more children are missing, and the military has taken many to the base. Max reveals to Holly that they are not in a real place, but trapped inside Henry's memory world. She explains how she has been stuck in Vecna's mind prison since the coma and found this cave memory that Vecna fears, so she hides here. She sends Holly back to pretend nothing is wrong. Joyce's team, meanwhile, plans to break into the military base using underground tunnels. Derek will enter the base, locate the kids' bathroom area, and sink their tunnels to extract them. The escaped upside-down soldier reaches Dr. K and reveals Hopper and Eleven are inside. Upside-down lightning thunders often. Eleven plans to break into the base during the loudest thunder, so her entrance goes unheard. Dusty contacts them by radio. Hopper orders Steve's team to stay put, but they are already trapped. On the way through tunnels, Robin and Will share a heartfelt moment. Robin tells him sometimes the magic we search for in others already exists inside us. That line will matter later. 11 times the thunder, leaps, enters the base, fights brutally, but ultrasonic devices weaken her. Hopper fights alone, gets grabbed by a creature, nearly dies. 11 struggles against Dr. K. Hopper overheats a chamber, weakens the monster, breaks free, punches Dr. K unconscious. Above, the kids dig tiles to rescue the captured children. A normal child, not cursed, accidentally sees them and alerts the military. Soldiers storm in. Hopper tells 11 to leave, help the others, while he goes to open the secret door. If Vecna is inside, he will either kill him or blow himself up with bombs strapped to him. In the overworld, Joyce, Mike, Will, and Derek are captured, but at that moment, Demogorgons attack the base. Chaos erupts. Military holds them briefly until Vecna himself enters, now evolved into his ultimate terrifying form. He revives Demogorgons, lifts Will, taunts him, says because of Will he discovered his true purpose and now will use children like him to complete his plan. Demogorgons snatch multiple kids from vans and tunnels. 3 Demogorgons corner Mike, Robin, and Lucas and are about to kill them. Suddenly, they freeze mid-air. Mike flashes back to childhood memories. Robin's words echo. Then we see it. Will now has powers, just like 11. He lifts the Demogorgons, crushes them, kills them painfully the same way Vecna does. Blood streams from Will's nose. He finally wields power. Meanwhile, when Hopper opens the secret door, Vecna isn't behind it. Instead, 11's sister, Kali, the girl from Season 2, steps out.